Here we are again, watching another film about friendship transcending social boundaries. Yet something feels different about the Intouchables. This isn't just another feel-good story about crossing cultural divides. This reveals how authentic human connection can emerge, not from understanding our differences, but from the radical act of refusing to acknowledge them entirely. When Philippe first meets Driss, he doesn't see a project to fix. He doesn't see a soul to save. He doesn't see a symbol to champion. He sees someone who treats him like a man, not a condition. And in that recognition, both men discover something extraordinary. Real care might require the complete abandonment of pity. The Intouchables arrived in 2011 France during a perfect storm. Social anxiety about immigration failures, economic disparity. The nation was hungry for narratives that could prove integration worked. Olivier, Nakache, and Éric Toledano delivered exactly what France needed to see. A story that validated the Republican ideal of universalism while acknowledging the messy realities of class and racial difference. The film's unprecedented success, 19.4 million French viewers, more than any domestic film in over a decade, wasn't just box office triumph. It was a cultural referendum. Both filmmakers born to Jewish immigrant families from North Africa brought their own understanding of integration challenges to the project. This was personal for them, and that personal investment would become the film's secret weapon against its critics. The genius of Nakache and Toledano's direction lies in how they acknowledge every single cliche of the buddy comedy genre, only to systematically subvert them. They openly admitted this was their homage to American buddy movies like Midnight Run and 48 Hours, but filter through distinctly French sensibilities about friendship and dignity. The opening car chase operates as both narrative hook and thematic manifesto. As the Maserati tears through Parisian streets, Philippe's expression shifts from medical anxiety to unexpected exhilaration. The sequence establishes something crucial about the relationship dynamic. What society perceives as endangerment, Philippe experiences as liberation. This isn't reckless driving. It's the first moment he feels truly alive, instead of simply existing. The chase becomes a perfect metaphor for the film's central argument about dignity versus safety. Their cinematographic choices prove equally calculated. Long takes and medium shots capture developing intimacy while maintaining visual distance that prevents sentimentalization. The mise-en-scène creates deliberate contrast between the aristocrat's palatial isolation and Driss's cramped family vitality, showing how each environment contains both limitations and possibilities. Omar Sy's performance represents nothing less than a seismic shift in French cinema's relationship with actors of North African and Sub-Saharan African descent. His previous career in comedy sketches prepared him for the film's tonal complexity, but his natural chemistry with Francois Cluzet created something touching. When Sy became the first black actor to win the César Award for Best Actor, beating Jean Dujardin fresh from The Artist's success, it wasn't just personal triumph, it was cultural breakthrough. Cluzet's casting proves equally inspired. His weathered features and natural gravitas anchor Philippe in authentic vulnerability. Not the manufactured pathos of typical disability narratives, but the complex dignity of someone who has truly reckoned with mortality. The director's choice to maintain fidelity to the real relationship while allowing space for comedic improvisation created a hybrid approach. It served both commercial and artistic ambitions, but it's Sy who carries the most dangerous proposition. Irreverence might be the highest form of respect. Ludovico Einaudi's score provides the film's crucial emotional architecture. The main theme, Fly, operates as musical embodiment of the central metaphor. Philippe's physical paralysis contrasted against his emotional capacity for transcendence. The composer's modern classical approach bridges the characters' different cultural worlds while maintaining emotional honesty rather than exotic othering. Every note serves the film's larger thesis about liberation through connection. The production design creates visual dialogue between worlds without falling into simple binaries. The aristocrat's sterile luxury contrasts with Driss's chaotic vitality, both environments containing their own limitations and possibilities. Even the RER train that takes Driss back to the banlieue becomes a symbol of French social geography's center-periphery dynamics. The film's reception revealed fundamental cultural fault lines. American critics accused it of trafficking and racism, while French audiences saw authentic friendship transcending social boundaries, exposing the difference between American and French approaches to race and class. The controversy only made the film stronger, as the director's sincere belief in their progressive message became evident. The paragliding sequence delivers the film's emotional and symbolic climax. It completely reverses expected power dynamics by placing the physically capable Driss in terror while Philippe experiences transcendence. This moment crystallizes everything the film has been building towards: the complete subversion of assumptions about ability and disability, strength and vulnerability, caregiver and patient. It's here that the film's argument becomes irrefutable. Conventional wisdom about human capacity fundamentally misunderstands human complexity. The Intouchables succeeded because it dared to propose something truly revolutionary. Real care requires the complete abandonment of pity. Through Driss's irreverent refusal to treat his employer as fragile, the film constructs a model of human dignity that challenges both French social integration rhetoric and Hollywood's therapeutic sentimentality. The film's cultural impact extends far beyond its 19.4 million French admissions. It proved that mainstream audiences hunger for stories that treat human connection as more complex than social messaging allows. Count Philippe Pozzo and Abdel's real-life friendship continues decades after their professional relationship ended, validating the film's emotional truth. The deeper truth The Intouchables reveals is this: authentic human dignity can only emerge when we stop treating people as representatives of their circumstances, when we start treating them as individuals capable of surprise, growth, and real connection. The film's radical proposition isn't that friendship can transcend social barriers. It's that those barriers become irrelevant when two people refuse to acknowledge them. But this leaves us with a lingering question. If real connection requires ignoring our differences entirely, what happens to the structural inequalities that create those differences in the first place? Perhaps the movie suggests that meaningful change begins not with grand social programs, but with the simple, revolutionary act of treating another person as fundamentally equal in dignity, regardless of circumstance. In a world increasingly defined by identity categories and social divisions, that might be the most subversive message of all.